Hello, I am Alyssa Moselle, and this is my summary of learning for EDTC 300. So, the internet has been around for longer than I have been alive, and it has been integrated into my daily life as I have grown up. I've seen my life become more and more reliant on the internet and digital spaces as time goes on. It has felt like a pretty natural progression as I had classes that ensured I knew how to use the tools that were now at my fingertips. However, my education never truly went beyond just learning how to use the tools. I did not really learn internet safety through anything other than experience, and I really just applied the stranger danger policies I learned as a kid to the internet. I have struggled with how to teach about the internet and what I now know as digital literacy, identity, and citizenship because I just never had the words to make my ideas concrete and organized. Before this class, I honestly had never thought about technology in the classroom beyond how I could integrate it into different assignments and learning experiences, just like we were exploring in the SAMR model. And if I am going to properly prepare my students for the mountain waves of new and more advanced tech, I need to go beyond the surface level when teaching about the internet and digital spaces. So where do I go now? More than anything else, this class has shown me that we cannot leave our students and the next generations to figure out the digital landscape on their own. Students should be able to learn from our and others' mistakes and missteps so that they do not have to learn the hard way. And the tools and tech that will become available to us and our students are only going to become more and more sophisticated and more integrated into our lives. Students need to be properly prepared to learn about, use, and navigate them in a way that is safe. So first off, we need to warn students about the dangers that they can encounter or the toxic environments that they and others can create on the internet. We should not be fear-mongering when we teach about this because, as we discussed in class, that just doesn't work. So if your kids are the appropriate age for it, be real and frank with them. For instance, tell them that cyberbullying, distributing sects, and strangers with bad intentions, like in Amanda Todd's case, can seriously impact and ruin people's lives to the point where they do not want to live anymore. I find that students tend to appreciate transparency when talking about topics like these, even if these are difficult topics to talk about. And because of this class, I would also like to warn students about getting too swept up in trends or being trendy. Getting swept up into the internet's culture of participation can lead to real-world consequences like physical harm to themselves, others, and potentially even someone's property. Participating in trends can be fun, but students need to use their critical thinking skills to remain safe when participating or use them to know when they should not participate. And not to mention, they should avoid videotaping an offense that they can be arrested and charged for. And realistically, just avoid doing that illegal thing in the first place. And then this all ties into digital citizenship, identity, and literacy. If we want kids to listen to our warnings, we also need to teach them how to actually be safe, respectful, and critical thinkers on the internet. This is crucial to our students' lives because, like we talked about in this class, as well as what Oler and Jerkinson's articles state, and what I mentioned earlier, digital technology is already fully integrated into many students' lives. We can't just have an approach like avoid it at all costs, because that will never work with how much the internet is integrated into our lives. Or realistically, it will just put those students far behind their peers in internet and technology knowledge. So we need our students to know that they should be treating others online with respect and with the respect and kindness that they would be treating those people with if they were in person. I.e., if you shouldn't bully someone in person, you surely shouldn't be doing it online. For the students that need extra help with learning social conventions, we should make those conventions explicit for them. We also need to warn kids about how punctuation or the way that something is worded can cause their original meaning to be misconstrued, because you never know that comment or question could accidentally become a negative part of your online identity if you are not careful. Just ask people like Monica Lewinsky or any number of people that have been canceled and or have lost job opportunities and university and college opportunities because they posted something bad because they were naive or ignorant and didn't know. To avoid these negative hits to their online identity and to their life, students need to be digitally literate. They need to understand the isms and be able to use their critical thinking skills to realize when a post or video is fake, maybe leaving out information to form a specific narrative, and or involves a genuinely harmful act, like the trends I alluded to before. Also, we do not want our students to share or like things that are hurtful to others, both because we want them to be genuinely good digital citizens, but also because it will likely reflect badly on their online and real life identity. If students then become digitally literate enough and a responsible digital citizen, there should not be too much harm in then introducing those students to the new world of generative AI and showing them how to responsibly use it. These are the tools of the future, and many students are going to be playing around with them anyways. So why not teach them how to use it responsibly in a controlled environment? If nothing else, this class has really shifted my view on AI in the classroom. Before, I wanted nothing to do with it, and now I would actually be somewhat comfortable with it as long as I taught my students how I wanted them to use it. All in all, I feel far more confident with using and teaching about the internet, digital spaces, and AI in my classroom because of this class. I have been thinking, and because of this class, I have been thinking about adding some technology-based lessons, stories, etc. into the future English classes that I will hopefully eventually be teaching. Thank you so much.